In this video, I'll be covering finding an unknown angle of a right angled triangle. So an unknown angle can be found using what we call inverse trigonometric ratio. So sine to the power of -1, cos to the power of -1, tan to the power of -1. These are inverse sine, inverse cos, cosine, and inverse tan tangent functions. So the steps are fairly similar to finding an unknown side. You still identify the two known sides you have and decide whether to use sin, cos, or tan. You then write an equation using the ratio and the angle variable and the two sides as a fraction. We then use the inverse trigonometric functions on your calculator to find the size of the angle. So to begin with, we're going to look at just using the inverse trigonometric functions. So here we are given cos theta equals 13 over 15. Essentially, we need to do the opposite of cos, and that is what we call inverse cos. So what we're doing is we would write cos -1 here and cos -1 here. These cancel the cos out. The theta is left over, so theta. We then have cos -1 or inverse cos 13 over 15. All right. We then can put that in the calculator. So if you're using a Casio, what we do is we click the shift button and then you click the cos button. And what you'll get is cos -1 in bracket. That's where you put your fraction in. So again, shift first, then the cos button. Now, if you've done this correctly, you should get something like 29.92. Now, if it asks for you in degrees, what you need to push is the degree, minutes, seconds button on your calculator. And on a Casio, it looks like this. All right. Once you press that button, you'll notice you'll get 29 degrees and we'll say 56 minutes. All right. So depending how they want the angle expressed. So we're going to do another one here with tan this time. So this time it'll be inverse tan. We're left over with our theta equals inverse tan 8.836. Now again, that comes out as 83.54. If I press my degrees minutes button, I get 83 degrees and 33 minutes. Now we'll put it into working with an actual triangle now that we understand how shift, cos, sine, and tan work. So again, the first thing we do is start labeling our sides. We have a straight line from our right angle, so that's my hypotenuse, and then we have a straight line from our angle, so that's opposite. We then use our SOHCAHTOA. I realize I have O and a H, so I'm using sine. So sine theta equals O over H. I then substitute in our values. And then I do my inverse sine. Cross these out, and I'm left with theta equals inverse sine 10 over 18, which you put in the calculator, to the nearest degree. So I'm going to press my degree button and I end up with 34 degrees if I round it up. So again, we'll do another one here. Same thing. Start labeling your sides. So here we have opposite. I now have a side between my angle and the right angle, so that's my adjacent. Right, SOHCAHTOA. I realize I have O and A, so I'm using tan. Tan theta equals O over A. Substitute in the values. Use my inverse tan, which crosses out these, and I get theta equals the inverse tan 0.875 over 0.375. Put that in your calculator, and to the nearest degree, this is going to be 67 degrees. We'll do one more, and the same as always, start labeling your sides. We've got a straight line from a right angle, so that must be my hypotenuse. We have a curved arrow or a side between my angle and my right angle, so that's adjacent. So SOHCAHTOA. I realize I have A and H, so I'm using cos. So cos theta equals A over H. Substitute in the values we have, 28 over 32. Use my inverse cos, which crosses these out. Theta equals inverse cos 28 over 32, which you put straight into the calculator to get, if we round up, 29 degrees. So to end the video, we'll do a quick recap. The unknown angle can be found using what we call those inverse sine, cos, tan functions, which is sine -1. And to get these on a Casio calculator, we click Shift and then whichever button. So if I was after inverse cos, it'd be cos. If it was after inverse tan, I would click tan. Alright. Now, the steps: identify the two known sides, as we do with every step with these trigonometry questions, and then we decide which ratio we want to use, whether it's sin, cos, or tan. We then write an equation using the ratio, the angle, and the two sides as a fraction, and then we rearrange the equation and use the calculator to find the size of the angle.